Now time for fellow JA students, Liam and Miley, to introduce our next laureates. Liam, Miley, I wonder where they could be.
Hello? Liam, I think we might be at the wrong place.
No, Miley, we're definitely in the right place. We're supposed to be introducing George and Ellie Caulkins at the Ellie Caulkins Opera House.
Where are all the people?
Must be running late. Oh wait, I'm getting a text. No! Oops, Miley, my bad. Running late. Hi. So sorry I'm late. I'm Liam. Excuse me. And being a junior in high school, you'd probably think I'd know how to pay better attention to detail. I know how important it is to make a good first impression. I learned that from business volunteers at JA Business Week.
I blame Liam for this. I'm only in 3rd grade, and JA taught me that you can always recover from your mistakes. So, let's turn this performance around.
You're absolutely right, Miley. After all, we are here to introduce 2 people whose contributions will be delighting audiences for years to come. Let's watch how George and Ellie Caulkins made a lasting impression on the arts in Colorado.
As the developer of Vail and Denver's first lady of opera, George and Ellie Caulkins are a dynamic duo whose legacy includes both a world-class ski resort and a nationally recognized venue, built from the heart, designed to enrich the soul. George Peck Caulkins Jr. was born in Grosse Pointe, Michigan in 1921. His Yale education was interrupted by World War II, where he served as a naval officer. After the war, he earned an MBA from Harvard.
And so he wanted to go into a business that luck mattered. And so he decided to get in the oil business.
George formed the Caulkins Oil Company in Oklahoma in the 1950s.
When he was living in Aspen, that he came across Peter Seibert, who had an idea for a crazy ski resort called Vail.
And Vail needed to start big. It was going to require a lot of money, so they went around the country in George's Porsche.
My father said it was the hardest thing he ever did.
They had an 8mm movie that they'd made of skiing and playing golf on the same day, and people were inspired.
Eleanor Newman Caulkins was born in Orange, New Jersey in 1937.
George and I met on a plane going to Europe, and we were married 2 weeks to the day later.
Ellie makes her mind up very quickly, and she makes smart decisions.
It was when Vail was just birthing, and he was starting a orange grove in Martin County in Florida. When Vail opened, there was hardly any snow, and there was a freeze in the Florida orange groves, and George, who had such a delicious sense of humor, said, "You know, I think I got these 2 things wrong."
George was also known for being fiscally conservative.
He was very tight.
There's a little product called shoe goo. My father was a big consumer of that. He had a pair of topsiders that we're convinced the entire sole was made of nothing but that shoe goo.
The Caulkins had 5 children, and with their family complete, Ellie decided to pursue a degree in English.
And I fell in love with the opera through taking a course at UCD, and that changed my life.
And with Matt Merrill as the artistic director, they created Opera Colorado.
With all that George and Ellie had in common, they had different views of the opera.
He liked opera only slightly better than a root canal.
We'd go to the dentist together. The old Denver auditorium needed to be revived. And it was done because the Caulkins family, George and his kids, came in and said, we'll give a big bunch of money. I think it was $7 or $8 million to get this thing resolved.
We know that he had a deep passion for Ellie, and he knew what it would mean to Ellie to have this great new opera house named after her.
It's a little embarrassing when people ask me, how are you related to the person they named the opera house for? I say, she's not dead, it's me.
Great opera singers like Renee Fleming, they all came to sing at the opening.
Ellie is probably one of the most dynamic people I've ever met.
She is a director of the Metropolitan Opera in New York. You have to be quite a person to do that.
She still skis regularly up in Vail, and she also is a pilot, so she flies a little Cessna. She is warm, she is generous, is probably one of the most giving individuals I've ever met.
They're a wonderful couple, and she continues the tradition, and she's very engaged and does a lot of good.
Please welcome Ellie Caulkins to the stage.
Wow. I had notes, but I had to leave them because I'm so overwhelmed. This really should be about dear George Caulkins, who unfortunately died almost 11 years ago. And he loved Denver, he loved Vail, he loved Colorado, he loved our family, he loved business, and he worked hard. And so many of the things that I've gotten much too much credit for are all because of George and his great interest and some talent and a terrific sense of humor and his magnetic personality that drew in people who wanted to invest in his projects. And he was a good businessman, and a lot of what we see today that I get credited for, really, George deserves all the credit. So I want to say thank you to the Denver Metro Chamber of Commerce, and congratulations to all the junior achievement wonderful kids. My family is here. I have 7 grandchildren. Some of them are here tonight, and I'm hoping some of these young junior achievers will one day be up here and be honored as well. So thank you all. God bless America, God bless Colorado, and go Broncos!